Good morning. I'm at the Gateway of India and I'm here to meet Aparna Vinod. She's a touring cyclist and riding solo from Kerala to Gujarat, 2200 kilometers, self supported. And she's on a mission called Pedal for Planet. And my friends are going to join me here today. And we're going to have a fun and interactive session with Aparna. So stay tuned and watch the full video.
See him at Mani's, South Indian, only South Indian.
Cycling is often perceived as a transport for the underprivileged and less fortunate people. In many urban areas, individuals who opt to cycle have to face social stigma. Additionally, the infrastructure and weather conditions in most Indian cities is not conducive for cycling. However, brushing all these difficulties aside, there is one person who is defying all odds and setting a new precedent for women cycling in India. Welcome to my channel. I am Vijay Malhotra, founder of pedalandtrinkring.com, Miss Aparna Vinod. Welcome Aparna, welcome to Mumbai, the city of dreams, and I would like to know your first impressions of the city.
Thank you, Vijay, for the warm welcome. Coming from a very small town, I had my own concerns and fears about a metro of this size, but let me say that I have felt home in Mumbai, and my first impression is Mumbai is home for all.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself and your cycling background?
I'm a single child, so I've been lucky enough to get the most desired toys as a child, and cycle was one among them. I had two cycles right in my childhood itself. So my experience with bicycles is this is the vehicle that gave me the first freedom and opportunity to move around. So I always love that independence and that the feeling when you get when you're on the go. I am a tourism professional, and my focus has been on sustainable lifestyle and travel, and cycle is my method of communicating with people about what I think we all should be trying to follow these days, so that we have a better planet and people live in peace and harmony. I'm a homemaker also, so it's very difficult for me to match with community activity. I miss out on that part. That's probably the first reason why I had to decide for a solo trip, so that I can do it according to my convenience and my schedules. The other thing is, I love to explore things on my own. I like to take a bit of risk and see what is happening. I like to see it for real. And we say, right, we believe it when we see it. So I wanted to explore India, and I thought it would be a meditative experience to do that all by myself, hence the solo trip.
Can you elaborate a little bit about your campaign and what motivated you to start it?
First of all, sustainability is the hot topic these days, and I have always felt that India or any tradition and culture has its element of sustainable practices, which we have forgotten in course of this race called life. As an Indian, it's my duty towards myself, my culture and my history to talk about the good practices we have had in our nation so far. I'm talking about my lifestyle here. So I don't have to be, I can be as natural as possible. Let me put it that way. So this campaign is to demonstrate how things can be done if one is ready to take that time and effort to design the lifestyle that has a minimal impact on the planet and has a positive impact on the person itself. I'm trying to give a message through my actions. That is what Pedal for the Planet is all about.
What is the favorite moment in your entire journey?
This journey is like every moment in this journey is my favorite. I can't actually pick and choose. I think it's when children smile at me and when they wave at me is when I feel really nice about it, because they are the future, and if they admire cycling, nothing like it. We are talking about inspiring the future generations to adopt a whole new way of life. So those are the moments which are very close to my heart and which I look forward to when I do Pedal for the Planet.
So when did you start your tour, and since how many days you have been on the saddle?
I started off Pedal for the Planet on the 12th of November, that is Diwali 2023. By now I think I've done almost 31 days on my bike. I wanted to experiment this lifestyle of using cycle for all my commute. So far so good.
So what are the kind of challenges you faced in your journey so far?
Okay, the most challenging things, one, the lack of clean public toilets. I have to drink a coffee from a nice restaurant or buy some food from the clean place so that I can use the toilet. Then the second challenge is to do with my periods. Being a woman, I can't keep that aside just because I planned a bicycle tour. So that made it a little difficult for me to put that also into my schedule. So otherwise, if I calculate that, then my tour has to be limited to 20 days. These are the primary challenges which I faced so far.
And what kind of bike do you ride in this tour? Is this a special bike that you prepared for this entire journey?
I use a touring bike. I'm lucky to have got my bike. I can't now think of being without that cycle. So it is a design which is built to take you long distances. The tire is a gravel tire. It's not a road bike. It's not those thin wheels that you see. So I use a touring bike. Normally people build their bikes, is what I understand, when you are so passionate about this. I have to learn my way out to do that, and yes, that is my dream, to build a bike and then go on a tour on that. So yeah, it's a touring bike that I have.
So how much time did it take to plan this journey, and what all went behind it?
I took just 1 second to decide on this tour. It took me at least 2 months to have the first plan in place, that is to mark down my stops and tell myself that this is how it is going to be. So I would say 2 months. Physical preparation, yes, I got my bicycle which I will be riding for the tour, and not many people were very familiar with touring in India, at least in my ecosystem. So I had to network, and I was so surprised to find some seasoned tourers well within Kerala itself. So I kept talking to them. I imagined the possible conditions that would come up during the tour. Yes, I did consult with a very good dietitian, Ms. Nazreen. Nazreen was kind enough to tell me what to do and what not to do, and that helped me build up a food culture for the trip. The moment I decided that I'm going to do this, then that was my mindset and my routine. I think I even let my life go the way it should flow. So that was a major change for a control freak like me. I wanted to plan everything and get things done this way and that way. So the moment I decided this, I started giving space for uncertainty and for natural flow of life to fall in place.
So coming to safety, what kind of safety precautions are you taking during your journey?
I'm a Rotarian, so I knew that Rotary would help me throughout the trip if I'm in a crisis. So I kept people informed, and my club has been supporting me morally and to get things organized on the go. So that was one major thing. So to associate with an organization that you are really sure about was one thing I would even suggest for people to do. I did have a rough plan about where my stops will be. So I used Google Maps. It had its flop side also because actual distances vary. I had multiple experiences where I expected 50 kilometers to go, but it was only even 5 or 10 kilometers between two spots. So I had to jump on to the next destination. So your original plan will change when you tour. You have to anticipate that. I am open to things. I mean, this is an unsupported solo trip. So I was not like I will be on the bicycle 24/7. No, I wanted to reduce the risk element. So once when I was very tired and I was not sure about going further, I had to hire an auto and cover the last leg of the journey. It was raining heavily also. So in such conditions, I don't want to put others also into the pain of organizing things for myself. So I have a flexible plan. That's how I prepared for the trip as far as logistics and accommodation is concerned.
From your experience, personally, whatever you have encountered so far, what advice would you like to give to other women who are, intending to go on a tour like this?
Advice to other women who think of touring: just do it. Just do it. That's my advice. Make sure you do your homework. I don't think, be it India or be it Europe, you cannot just get out and start touring. I wouldn't suggest that. With proper planning and preparation mentally, emotionally and physically, if you prepare well, this is one of the best experiences you can ever give to yourself. It is about self-love. So go out and explore. The views, the feeling, the reality of life comes your way in the most beautiful manner when you are on a bicycle. I have felt the most powerful when I'm on my cycle and in the middle of traffic. So I would say it's something which you shouldn't miss. Plan and just do it. Planning is the first and foremost step. You have to go out and tell people about your plan and get feedback, which is very important. You can be on any adventure, but it is always nice to know what others have already achieved. You never know whom you would meet in the course of all this inquiry. I made sure that I don't take adventurous paths. I go by only the good roads so that you don't have a puncture. It's nice to have a puncture kit which is not used. That is the achievement that I consider to have. So I don't ride at very high speeds. I am generally in tune with the best manners on the road. So I follow the traffic signals. Even if there are no people at the signal, I stop and proceed when there is a red light on. These are common things. It is just common sense that has helped me stay safe so far. And I have avoided conscious decision I've made to not ride at night. There's no point in choosing the most riskiest path and then crying over some unfortunate incident. So
I've never seen a lot of women going on a multi-day solo bicycle tour. So as a woman, I want to ask you, what are the challenges that you have faced?
This was one question everybody, people who care for me ask, like, how are you going to handle as a woman? Trust me, so far it has been a splendid experience. I've seen people give me thumbs up on the way. Some random people encouraging me for just riding a bicycle. So I think bicycle is more of an emotion for many people across different classes of the society. So that is a plus point, which has made my journey a very pleasant experience till now. In our country, there are a lot of girls who use bicycle to school. So in the society, at least cycle is the thing for children. So I think there is an association between cycle and childhood for everybody. So a lady on the bicycle is appreciated in that sense also. So I did not have any bad experiences for being on the cycle. People are in awe. Some people are like, are you really doing this? And the same questions. It's an FAQ by now. So it has been very, very good. I don't know what else should I say. I feel safe in my country. I must feel safe in my country. This is my home, so I am safe at home. There is nothing more that I can talk about that. I think this is a lesson which I am learning and again, and I'm getting the reassurance about this, that people make all the difference. However good you are at planning, whatever best equipments on earth you have, unless you have the right people in your life, in your journey, nothing will work for you.
Okay, from Mumbai, what is your next destination and where you are heading towards?
My next destination is going to be Bordi, which is the border of Maharashtra and Gujarat, which the next day onwards I'll be moving. And my destination is Somnath temple in Gujarat. I'm exploring the western coast of India through this trip, and I hope to reach there by around 10th or 11th of December as of now.
I had a good time having a conversation with you, and it's a real inspiring story, and I'm sure all our viewers going to learn and get some more information about touring. And finally, how can people follow your journey?
I try to document my work, and I hope to come up with a documentary film by the end of this journey. Right now, my social media engagement is on Instagram. I keep relevant things for Twitter, where I need intellectual inputs from my community and the bureaucracy also. So I'm familiar with Instagram and X, not Twitter.
So this was Aparna Vinod, and we all should be proud of her efforts and her dedication towards promoting mental health and sustainable tourism in India. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And before I sign off, one last thing I want to tell you. This is my first ever vlog, and I will appreciate if you subscribe to my channel, and this will motivate me to bring more such stories for you. Thank you for now, and see you soon in the next video.
Ready? Vijay.
Yay!